Hi, you are welcome to today's class. This is Mr. Willis Maths class. Today we'll be looking at fractions, types of fractions, how to convert from one fraction to another. So we'll be starting with the definition of fraction. What's a fraction? A fraction is a part of a whole number. I repeat the definition again. A fraction is a part of a whole number. Let's take for example, you have a rectangle like this. This is a rectangle. Then you decide to divide the rectangle into different parts by drawing line across it. Now if you look at this rectangle, the rectangle has been divided into different parts. Now you now decide to shade, let's say, 2 out of the rectangles. Now we can express this in fraction by the shaded part. We can express it in fraction by saying 2. We shaded 2. Yes, 1, we shaded 2 boxes out of what? Out of 4 boxes. So this is what a fraction looks like. The number written at the top is always referred to as, this is referred to as numerator. Number written at the top is always referred to as numerator, while the one down is known as denominator. It's known as denominator. So a fraction is a part of a whole number. So 2 is the number 2 is the numerator, while 4 is the denominator. So let's denominator. So let's go to the types of fraction. There are 3 types of fraction. We have the mixed fraction. Apart from mixed fraction, we also have proper fraction and improper fraction. What's the mixed fraction? The mixed fraction is a fraction that has 2 parts, a whole number part and a fractional part. The mixed fraction looks like this: 2 whole number 1 over 2. It could be like, it could look, the mixed fraction look like this. It could be 3 whole number 1 over 9, 10 whole number 6 over 12, 30 whole number 1 over 5. These are examples of mixed fraction, and you should know that your mixed fraction can also be referred to as mixed number. Now, a mixed fraction has 2 parts. This is the whole number part. 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 This is whole number part. Why this can be referred to as a fractional part? This is a fractional part. This is a fractional part. This is a fractional part. Now let's move to the another type of fraction. The next one is proper fraction. A proper fraction is a fraction whose denominator is greater than the numerator. That is, if you have something like this, for this fraction, 8 is our numerator. 8 is greater than the, for this fraction, 8 is our denominator. 8 is greater than the numerator. That's that the denominator, which is 8, is greater than the numerator. So a proper fraction is a fraction whose denominator is greater than the numerator. A proper fraction is a fraction whose denominator is greater than the numerator. Figure 8 is the denominator for this fraction. 8 is greater than 1, and 1 is the numerator. 8 is greater. So this is a perfect example of proper fraction. Another example is in 20 over 50. In this fraction, the denominator is 50, while the numerator is 20. The denominator is greater than the numerator. Another example is 2 over 7. Your 7 is your what? Is your denominator, while 2 is the numerator. You can see that 7 is greater than 2. So let's go to improper fraction. An improper fraction is a fraction whose numerator is greater than the denominator. That is, if you have something like this, 8 over 2, and that the numerator, which is 8, is greater than 2. This is our denominator. If you have 10 divided by 5, that 10 is our what? 10 is our numerator, while 5 is the denominator. So when you have a fraction whereby the numerator is greater than the denominator, that's a what? That's an improper fraction. So today we want to learn how to convert from improper fraction to mixed number. Let's say that, for example, if you have something like this, 12 over 5, you know that when it comes to improper fraction, the numerator is always greater than the denominator, and the numerator for this fraction is 12, while the denominator is 5. So 12 is greater than 5 is an example of improper fraction. So we want to convert this improper fraction to mixed number or mixed fraction. So what you have to convert is that you use the denominator to divide the numerator. That is 5. How many 5 can you see in 12? Or 12 divided by 5? How many 5 can you see in 12? That will be 2. Remainder, you write your remainder as your numerator. Then the denominator will still be the number that you used to divide, which is 5. So 5 will go in 12 two times. The remainder will be our numerator. Then we use the number that we use to divide, which is 5, will be our denominator. Let's take another example. Let's assume that you have something like this: 17 divided by 3. There is an improper fraction. You will use the denominator, which is 3, to divide the numerator. How many 3 can you see in 17? That will be 5. 3 times 5 is 15. So 3 will go in 17 5 times. Remainder what? Remainder 2. Your remainder will be your what? Your numerator divided by what? Divided by 3. Now, what if you have another example? You're having 3. Let's say that example 3, you're having 35 divided by 4. So know that our numerator is 35, our denominator is 4. So how many 4 can you see 35? That's 8. 4 will go 35 8 times. Remainder what? Remainder 3 over 4. Now, the last example that is subtopic, if you have something like this, if you have 20 divided by 6, how many 6 can you see in 22? That will be 3. 6 will go in 23 times. Remainder what? Remainder 2 over 6. Now, let's go to how to convert from mixed number to improper fraction. To convert from mixed fraction to improper fraction is very simple. You use your denominator. The denominator is 5. You use to multiply the whole number. Then you add the numerator. You can see that we have done 5. This is our denominator times the 4, which is our whole number, plus 3 over 5. 5 times 4 is 20, plus 3 between 3 over 5. Now if you look at this second one, is 8 whole number 5 over 9. So you have your denominator. Use your denominator to multiply the whole number. You can see that we have 9 times 6. After you have done that, you now add the numerator with it. It will be plus 5 divided by the denominator. 9 times 6 is 72. 72 plus 5 will be 77 over 9. So that's how to convert from mixed number to improper fraction. And finally, if you are yet to subscribe to this channel, Mr. Willis Maths Class, kindly do that. Hit the subscribe button and make sure you put on the notification icon. You get alerted for new videos when I post it. Make sure you write something about today's class. I would like to see your comment. Thank you and God bless you.